How's it going, everybody? Coming to you today on what could possibly be new bike day. I am on my way to the dealership. Gonna do a little test drive, test fit, see how I like it, and maybe new bike day. You probably already know what it is by the title or by the thumbnail, or you've already seen other posts of it on social media. But anyway, for right now, it's a surprise for everybody. New bike day, best day in the world. Well, after a long drive and my old pickup truck, let's see what Big Red has for us today. This is a Honda of Russellville. This is the same dealership that I bought my first Honda from, the Honda 300 Rally, sorry. Sitting out here now, waiting for him to bring it around for me to do a test drive. So, Honda of Russellville, going to be test riding the Honda Trail 125. That's what I'm after today, as possibly another bike for new bike day. Well, I did it. I bought a new bike. Yay, new bike day, but that means yay, boo, new payment day. I always worry so much when I get a new bike. I know I can afford it. It's not the money that's an issue. I just signed a contract again to pay for X amount of years, and I'm just like, ugh. Anyway, I am the proud owner of a Honda Trail 125, CT 125, Bear Cub 125, whatever you want to call them. There it is. And we are headed home from Honda of Russellville. I got a free hat. All I had to do is buy a motorcycle, I tell you what. Okay, technically yesterday was new bike day, but by the time I got home from the dealership after doing all the paperwork and everything, it was too late to really do anything. So today we are going to take it on a slight off-road adventure and do a little bit of camping off of it tonight. Now, I don't have a whole lot. Actually, I've got only one bag that fits this for adventure camping or adventure biking or whatever you want to call it. So I only got like an overnight kit. This isn't like, you know, go out for days and days and days. This is basically just a overnighter. So we will see what we can do. I've got my tarp and bivvy set up. I've got I said tarp and bivvy, and sleeping bag. I got my 20-degree Enlightened Equipment quilt. I've got my Uberlight sleeping pad, and yeah, so I got a change of clothes, I got a chair. I got quite a bit of stuff for the little amount of storage that I've got. I definitely will need more storage, more luggage. I'm using the Tusk 20-liter bag right now. I'm thinking about buying the Tusk 33-liter or the 44-liter. The 44 will actually get me closer to a usable 30, but it's a little bit bigger than the rack. And I don't want stuff hanging off of the rack that much, so I don't know. Anyway, we are out on the brand new 2022, brand new to me anyway, Honda Cub, or Honda Trail Cub, whatever they're calling it these days. The Trail 125. It has exactly 7 miles on it, and I put all of those miles except one on there, so yay. If you watch my channel, you know I've got a couple of Royal Enfields and a DR650, and my DR650 I'm planning on making like my big adventure bike, my go to Colorado, or you know, something like that. Which Colorado and riding those trails over there, I mention it a lot because that's kind of like one of my bucket list rides is going and doing the Continental Divide, or just going and exploring Colorado, because I think it is just so beautiful there. So you'll hear me mention Colorado a lot, and that's why. I love Arkansas. I love all that there is to do here, but Colorado's something else too. So anyway, that's going to be my big adventure bike. That's going to be my take it cross country, which technically I guess I could take this one cross country, just a lot slower. But I wanted something that was more maneuverable in the woods. I wanted something that was going to be easier for me to take down those tiny little single tracks, you know, places that are basically not much more than a deer trail, and explore easier than I could on the DR. Nothing wrong with the DR, it's just a bigger, heavier bike, and me being a newer rider, it can get a little intimidating on some of the trails. So I wanted something small, so this is my new small adventure bike. Now you might be asking yourself, what are you going to do with two Royal Enfields, a Honda Trail, and a DR? Well, I hate to say it, but I am going to be selling my trusty Royal Enfield Classic 350. And it's a little heartbreaking to say that. The reason why I'm going to sell it is I've got the Continental GT, and it's really all the street bike that I need. The Classic 350 I basically just run to like Walmart, or maybe run to make like my house payment, or you know, real small errands like that. And I can do that either on this, or I can do that on the Continental GT. So I didn't really need two street bikes. I probably don't really need two off-road bikes, but I just thought this thing was cool. I have been addicted to watching videos on it. I wanted one. So it was sacrifice a Royal Enfield for a Honda Trail 125. Next thing that a lot of people will ask is, why not get a Himalayan? Why not get, you know, if the DR650 was too big, get, you know, like you used to have, the 300 Rally, or a 230 KLX, something like that. Well, I thought about all of that, but those just didn't really do it for me. I thought about a TW200, and I went to look at one, but it was already sold. So it sold before I could get to it. After looking at it, I was like, yeah, it's a little bit more substantial than the Trail. I think it'd be just as easy, well, almost just as easy to take off-road on those little deer tracks I was talking about. But it does way more, it costs more, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna get the Trail. I'm okay with small bore bikes. I don't have to go 200 miles an hour. I'm totally fine with my two 650s and this little 125. So like I said, as much as it pains me to say it, that's going to be the new stable, is minus the Classic 350. And hello, Honda Trail 125. With the Classic 350, I did think about just buying some street and trail 70/30 tires, and taking it on, you know, dirt roads and stuff like this. But it was still going to be limited by how wide the tank was. I could not stand comfortably on that bike. So if I had to stand up, I wouldn't have been able to. It's also heavy and wide. So, yeah, I could have put some trail tires on it and I could have rode dirt roads like this. But that would have been about all I could have done with it. It's not like I could actually take it down those little deer trails like what I'm talking about wanting to do with the little classic 125 here. So, not quite able to do exactly what I want. I will miss the classic 125 just because, I'm sorry, the classic 350. I will miss the classic 350 just because it was such a cool bike. But I'm not YouTube famous enough to need that many motorcycles. I can't afford that many motorcycle payments or insurance payments to carry full coverage insurance. So, like I said, it hurts me to say it because I loved that bike. I really did. But I'm already in love with this bike too. I took it on a little single track last night up through the woods. Just a real quick little ride, and super impressed. I've got everything's totally factory. There's no updated tires, no nothing. It's tiny bore fun, and I've just, you know, maybe after my first impressions are gone, maybe I won't love it so much, but right now it's just an absolute blast. Also, I know that there's a little bit of controversy between calling something like this off-road versus what other people call off-road, versus single track versus double track versus logging road. There's just so many different terminologies. I'm not going to argue semantics. I would not take my Toyota Corolla down here. It would do it, yes. I'm not going to take it down here. So to me, that's off-road. Now, you can get into crazy off-road, or you can get into true off-road, or whatever you want to call it. But I'm just going to throw this out there. If I'm not going to drive my family sedan on the road, I'm going to call that off-road. So, like I said, I'm not going to argue. You can fight it out in the comments if you want. But to me, if you don't take your family sedan down it, even if it could make it, but you're not going to, that's off-road. So I'm out here today enjoying some off-road riding. And like I said, probably going to do a little bit of motocamping tonight. I'm really excited for it. Supposed to be in the 40s, 50s, no, 30s, 40s for the low tonight. So, gonna be fun. Wake up in the morning, pack up, ride the bike home, and so far, like I said, first impressions, first 10 miles on the bike, I freaking love it. I can see where it's gonna have limitations, and I can see where my DR650 will pick up where those limitations kick in. But doing 30 miles an hour on this right here, totally happy with that. For those of you that don't know much about the Honda Trail 125, it is a obviously 125 size motor, same powertrain as the Monkey and the Drum when it comes to the motor, but the gearing is different and the transmission is different. The transmission in this is a semi-automatic, meaning no clutch, which is really weird, but no clutch. you just kind of shift like you would a four-wheeler or something like that. Let off the accelerator, up, down, whichever you need. Take and go all the way down, that puts you in neutral. Up one puts you in first, and after that you got 3 more ups for a 4-speed transmission. Top speed so far going downhill, I got it up to 58 miles an hour. Don't know what it would actually be on flat ground. I know a lot of people talk about how the Monkey is faster, and I think it has something to do with the transmission type. This one having that semi like slip auto trans, whatever they call it, I think it robs a little bit of the power compared to like the Monkey or the Grom, which I believe both have a standard transmission. I know the Monkey does. I believe the Grom does as well. But it's super fun right now. I mean, this is what it's made for, stuff like this. If you're gonna be trying to break land speed records, or you want to go as fast as you can go, the trail's not for you. That's not what it's made for. It's a very utilitarian, for me, bike. I'm gonna use it to get to those remote places to do camping, where I mean, I would have been uncomfortable taking my bigger bike, where if I drop it, I might have a hard time getting it up. I don't ever get a chance to ride with other people, and since I'm always by myself, I worry about a bigger bike in some of the hard to reach places. You know, what if it falls on me, or what if it falls in a way to where I can't drag it up a hill? You know, there are places up here in Arkansas where you drop your bike down a ravine, and that's where the bike's going to live from now on. You're not going to get it out of there. So the bigger bikes are awesome, but they do have their limitations too, especially for a new beginning rider such as myself. Now I'm doing 37, 38, right at 40 miles an hour almost on this dirt road, and freaking awesome. Super happy so far. First impressions. I saw a review for the Trail 125 on YouTube, and the guy stated that if you get into, or if you're wanting to get into the Trail 125 and you want to look at it as a motorcycle, you'll be disappointed. But if you want to get into it looking at it as a awesome scooter, or a awesome I can't remember, he said scooter or something else. Anyway, he's like, you're gonna love it. And I absolutely 100% agree. Moped, maybe that was a scooter or moped. Anyway, I digress. The characteristics are not that of a motorcycle. It doesn't feel like you're really riding a motorcycle. It does feel more like a scooter, and it does feel badass as a scooter. I mean, this little dude is cool. I really like it so far. So time will have to tell on how good it holds up, which it's a Honda. I'm sure it'll hold up just fine. Whew, that was slippery there. But yeah, time will tell on how it holds up on, there we go, sunglasses are fogging up. And it might change my, I might change my mind on it. I might not really like this thing after 6 months or a year or whatever. But right now, it's freaking cool. I really like it. I totally recommend right now. Right up the road here is a not too bad of a spot, I believe. I thought about bringing my hammock, but my limited space, my underquilt is a synthetic underquilt, and it takes up a ton of space. And top quilt's not that bad, it's just the underquilt that takes up so much room. And I didn't have room for anything other than my sleeping system. No room for food or for cooking or anything like that. So let's see what we got down this way. There used to be a spot down here a little ways, but it's been a long time since I've been here, so. This isn't the way I meant to go, but it's fine. Let's see. Since I am just bivvy camping, I can really camp just about anywhere. But I don't really want to pitch right here in the middle of this little trail either. Yeah. I got plenty of water, so I don't have to be by water. I can dry camp tonight. I got 3 liters. Or real close to 3 liters anyway. I don't know where this comes out at. I haven't been back here on this little trail, not this far. It's a great little ride. Perfect for the Honda Trail here. And someone's been back here relatively recently, since there was that soda can hanging up. I don't know, would you guys argue and say this is single track? Or is this just trail? Either way, the bike's doing fine so far. Oh, okay. I'm back out on the original road I was on. Huh. That was handy. here we are. What do we got? Looks like a good little spot to me. I think my tarp will fit or be close to fitting between trees here. And yeah, all right. You know, I keep harping, going back and forth on the, I really love it so far, I really love it so far, I really love it so far. And I do. I'm sitting out here in February in the Ozarks National Forest. Camp set up behind me, drinking a hot cup of coffee, watching the sunset behind you, all because of that little dude right there. And that makes me happy. Very content. I don't know. It's just nice. It's the simple things, man. It's the simple things that having something like this allows you. Out here in nowhere. Ozarks National Forest, watching the sunset, drinking a cup of coffee, talking to people on YouTube who won't see this for a week or two. All because of the bike. It's what got me out here. It's what can get you out here or out in your version of this. And that's what the trail is for. The Honda Trail is to get you to places like this. To get you to where you can do things like this. Watch the sunset in the middle of the forest. Drinking coffee while camping. I did all of this with a 22-liter bag. Your normal backpack's like a 30-liter. You could do the exact same thing with this motorcycle and a Walmart backpack. Now granted, this gear is a little more expensive than what you'd be able to get at Walmart, but you could at least get out here. You can always dial your kit down later. Coming from an ultralight backpacking background, that's what allows me to have this lightweight stuff. And I've actually got stuff that's lighter than this. But yeah, the Honda Trail gets you to where you can drink a cup of coffee in the middle of nowhere, with the camp set up, watching the sunset. It's pretty spectacular. Good morning, everybody. Time to make some coffee, get everything packed back up on the Honda Trail, and hit the road. Whew. Got down to about 35 degrees last night. Slept pretty darn good, all things considered. Whew. Let's make some coffee and get packed up. So, final thoughts on my first impression. The bike has done everything exactly how I wanted it to do. It rides well on the trail. It gets phenomenal mileage. It's going to handle exactly what my plans are for it, I believe. I mean, time will have to tell because this is just my first impressions. But it's handling these trails. I mean, the single track little deer trail I'm on, it does great on it. It does exactly what I want it to do. Yes, my DR would do this if I was a better rider. And it would handle it with ease if I was a better rider. But that's what this comes down to is, A, I'm not, the best. I've never, said I was better than anyone else or that I'm a great rider. I am a novice at best. But I'm somebody who enjoys being out here, and I enjoy learning. And I will learn to eventually be able to handle trails like this with my DR. But for now, I just don't have the skills to handle it confidently. I could do it. It would be more work. It would be more stress, but I could do it. The bike would 100% do it. So by limiting the stress, by me just going out and riding this smaller bike, it does exactly what I want. It is fun, it is agile, it's easy to ride. I can't sing the praises well enough on this bike. It's very easy to ride, it's confidence inspiring, and I honestly think that by the time I'm done with it, my wife will be able to ride it, and she will be able to learn how to handle trails like this. And she will be able to go with me on trips if she chooses. I mean, I don't know that she'll ever want to come and spend the night out in the woods. She told me once that her philosophy is, we own a house. I don't want to pretend to be homeless. So if we have a perfectly good house, why go live in a tent? But that's her philosophy, and she might change her mind and she might come camping with me, or at the very least, if not camping, maybe she'll take this on a trail ride one day and find the love of riding like I have. I mean, she has her own motorcycle, she enjoys riding, but it's not the same for her as it is for me. I don't believe. I don't know. Maybe part of it's getting older. But anyway, I digress. I'm getting off the subject of this bike. But I believe the bike will do exactly what I want it to do. I believe it will build the confidence that I need and will give me skills without having to worry about being by myself out in the woods. And I drop it on my leg and I can't get it off, or I fall a certain way and the bike slides into a dangerous predicament where I can't easily pick it up. I will be able to easily pick this up and easily maneuver this way easier than I can that DR650. It's over 100 pounds of difference in weight. With the seat height, I can stand flat-footed and walk this bike through a treacherous section where the DR650 I can't. And like I said, I know that that has to do all with skill, and it's not really fair to compare the Honda Trail 125 to the DR650. But I'm trying to make, not excuses, I'm trying to show why and who this bike is for. And I believe this bike is for the person who's just starting out, who wants to learn, who might be, you know, a little scared. You're by yourself. There's no one to help you if you drop your bike or if you hurt your ankle or whatever the case might be. And that's where this bike really shines. It's a cool little bike. I love the styling. I love the way it rides. I am just smitten with it right now. Will that change? Maybe. Will I regret my purchase later? Maybe. But my initial first thoughts, my first impressions of this is I freaking love the bike. I think it's great. Only time will tell, but as of right now, the smiles per gallon that I'm getting on this thing are just amazing. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. You can expect to see a lot more content on this Trail 125 coming soon. It's only going to start getting warmer, which means it's only going to start getting better for riding season. Thank you guys for watching. As always, like, subscribe, share, and I do have the ability for super likes. So if you feel charitable and you'd like to donate $1 my way, I would greatly appreciate it. Everything I do for this channel is out of pocket, so any amount that you could help, I would appreciate it. Thank you guys, and we will see you next time.